Hey guys, this is Charlie subbing in for TheTopher in order to bring you this studio preview of the 2023 Honda Civic Type R. The new 11th Gen Civic has been great in all its different trims, models, and configurations, but the Type R promises to be not only the most exciting Civic to date, but one of the most exciting cars here on the new car market in late 2022, early 2023. So today we have a little bit of a sneak preview coming up here before the launch of the car. We don't have a ton of detailed information on it, unfortunately, but I can at least show you all around, show you the super cool bright red interior and how much better it looks on the outside, in my opinion, to the 10th Gen outgoing Civic Type R. Without further ado, let's hop out and take a look at it. Here it is in this bright white paint with its very familiar black accents, but take a look at this thing. I really like how it blends a little bit more of the mature, some might go as far as to say boring, styling characteristics of the 11th Gen Civic, but they spice it up with these fun accents, and it doesn't go as far as to make the car look so hyper aggressive like the previous Gen Type R, but rather it strikes that really nice middle ground between being aggressive, mature, sporty, fun. I'm really digging this design. Honda tells me that everything from the A-pillars up in terms of bodywork is entirely unique to the Type R. You can see these extra character lines. It might not show up super well with the white paint, but I'm sure in something like a red or a blue, you'd really be able to see how much more meaty and aggressive this Type R looks than something like the SI, something like the base Civics. So all of that metal is new, and then the doors are pretty similar. However, the rear door had to be widened as well in order to accommodate these big fender flares and these Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires. What do we got for sizes here? 265/30 ZR19 in the rear. Are we running square? We've got 265/30 ZR19s in the front as well. So a nice square setup. Let's take a look at these brakes. We've got Brembos, no sort of slots or drills, but we've got some ventilation in there. Also, look at these remarkably wide and deep valve stems. That's kind of fun. That is not a functional vent right there. That is not going anywhere. It really looks like it would channel some great cooling into the brakes. So that's a bit disappointing to see. We do have some venting up there that maybe makes its way to the brakes. No, that's all actually pretty solid. Oh, way in there, I see a hole. That is a hole inside the fender there that looks like it would channel some air to the front brakes. So that's good to see. And then obviously these wider fender flares in the rear, getting back to this big old wing, not nearly as crazy and silly as the wing on the 10th Gen car. Again, very mature, very handsome, and I really like the setup of the LEDs in this hatchback form factor. And yes, this is still a hatchback, even though the 10th and 11th Gen Civic hatches don't look too different than a sedan. This is a proper, almost closer to a liftback design. Still got all of your amenities inside. Still got a little bit of underfloor storage. Well, not really, actually, just some things to fix a flat tire. And the seats still fold, so this is still a remarkably functional hatchback vehicle. This could be your daily driver. You see your subwoofer for your Bose audio system right there. And lowering ourselves down past the red Honda badge, we see the 3 exhaust pipes set up. 1, 2, 3. The 2 outboard pipes are used regularly, and then hopefully the camera's showing it in there. There is a baffle right in the middle pipe that will open up in the proper drive mode and make this thing properly raucous. Unfortunately, we can't start it up in here today, but it won't be too long before we're out driving this thing and you can hear how it sounds. Some more fake vents there, although there is a red reflector in there, so maybe a little bit of point to that one. 91, oh look at this, 91 recommended, but minimum 87 octane. So if you really want to save some money, I guess you could run your Civic Type R on regular fuel. I probably wouldn't. I'd be throwing 91 there all the time. But let's pop this hood open. There it is, the very cool looking 2-liter turbocharged motor. Unfortunately, I do not have horsepower specs for this engine yet. Honda has not released it. However, they have told us that it is the most powerful Honda branded product in North America ever. So the most Obviously more powerful than previous gen Type R, more powerful than any sort of truck SUV they've ever come out with. So this thing is certainly making, if I had to guess, I'd probably say about 320 horsepower or so. I mean, you start getting too much more than that, and it just wouldn't make sense for a car like this. So obviously more than the previous gen car. I don't know how much more, but it will be really exciting to get it out on the road and to learn how much power it actually makes. But regardless of how much outright power you've got, I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun to drive. And this, of course, is a real vent. You can see right through there. Let's do a quick sit in the back seat. Everything's very solid, of course, very classic Honda feel. Red seat belts. And actually no middle seat. So this is a 4-seat car. You'll see no seat belt here, no click, just cup holders for the middle seat. Solid close there. You see the Type R logos on the back of the driver's seat, passenger seat. No flip down armrest, but a lot of knee room. That's actually really impressive. No big surprise here. It's a Civic hatchback. It's comfortable. It's functional. That's what makes it so great. And you still get your red carpet back here. I really, really like that. It's a nice touch, along with the red cross stitching. But obviously up front, the car is even more impressive. Let's do a quick look there. Here we go. Nicely bolstered Civic Type R seats. We got Type R embossed there in the headrest. All Alcantara. No shorting out here. The entire thing is automotive suede. It feels really nice. And honestly, these seats are really easy to still get in and out of. Sometimes you have big bolstered seats and they're kind of make it difficult to get in and out of the car, but they hug you nicely in here. A little bit of oh wow, is this so you could put some sort of harness in here? A little split in the seats. That's nice attention to detail. Very nice design to the interior. Very straightforward. This is similar to the Civic's, but over here you have your Civic Type R badge with the ending of your VIN. Pretty cool. Let's listen to some shift throws here. There's your backup camera. That's kind of nice. It's a nice throw distance. Honestly, it feels really good. Honda makes some of the best manual shifters, and this one doesn't seem to be any different. Up here in the infotainment screen, you have a new Honda Logger app, Log R. A little play on words there. You got a whole bunch of data. I see oil temperature, coolant temp, intake temp, boost pressure. What else we have? Some data logging, so this can actually log track times as you're running around. A lot of different data there, nice to see. G meters, of course. You can see all sorts of how much steering input you're making. What's your auto score? This is actually going to give you some sort of score based on maybe how you stop and accelerate and turn. A lot of data logging. So a lot of fun things that you can do as a track vehicle there in that application. Other than that, the infotainment looks pretty darn similar to what we've seen in other Civics. And then the center gauge cluster. You've got a big digital display, pretty similar to the higher trim Civics, but if you select the Plus R mode, then you get this entirely new setup, very red, tachometer on the top, some stopwatch options there. That's pretty darn cool. You have a lot of your data displayed right on the bottom section, so as you're racing, as you're driving around the track, you can see all those important things while you're going. And look at that, right in there we see the engine stop-start button beating. That's pretty cool. I wish I could start it up for you all, but we'll have to wait, I suppose. There it is, the all-new 2023 Honda Civic Type R. I know Chris is super excited to get behind the wheel of this. He's always loved the Type R, and turning it up even higher here for the 2023 model year and an entirely new design and package for Civic that we already love so much in all of its other trims. Hey, I'm excited, he's excited, I hope you're excited, and thank you all so much for watching this little studio preview, and we look forward to seeing you when we actually have the car out on the streets. Take it easy, everybody.